Hey guys, welcome to Budget with a July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel, I talk about personal finance, specifically sharing tips on how to save, how to invest, as well as how to budget. If these topics are of interest to you, then do not forget to hit that subscribe button as well as give this video a like. So today's video, I actually want to talk about holiday budget planning. So I am meant to be going on a holiday next month to Dubai for my birthday, but we are not so sure if this is gonna happen because Boris has not added the United Arab Emirates into the green country zone yet as I'm filming this video, but fingers crossed by the time I make this video live, I am hoping that it will be in a green zone. Then I can go to Dubai and enjoy my holiday. So I've got my trusted planner here with me where I've written down everything associated with budgeting for a holiday, especially in these times. So the first thing I have on my list is COVID tests. Second thing is food budget. Third is parking, and then the fourth is adventures. So for me, whenever I am traveling, I always, apart from the COVID part, because COVID is all new for us, the last year and a half or what have you, but I always have a food budget for my travels. I always have to think about parking, or if I'm taking public transportation to the airport, I have to think about that. And I always have to think about my adventures budget as well, because the reason I love traveling so I can explore, I can experience, go on these adventures and what have you. So I have to make sure that I have a budget for that as well. So we'll start off first with COVID planning. So with the UK and also most of the destinations you will be going to, you'll be required to do a PCR test or some sort of COVID test before you go. And for me, this trip is for two. I was going to go with my sister, but I'm not sure if that's still the case, but we shall see. So for COVID tests, they are ranging from £80 to £99, so up to £100 for COVID tests, for COVID PCR tests. So for us, that will be 2 tests before departure. Then there will be 2 tests when we come back. I think even 4 tests, but the rules are always changing, so I always double check on that when I come back, or before I even go, I will double check. But for now, I am budgeting £99 for 2 tests to go, £99 for return, times 2. This comes up to £396. So we'll be looking to save about £400 to £500 just for COVID tests. So you can already start to see why, for me, I won't be doing any quick European getaways. So like I used to do weekend getaways, I'll just wake up one day and I'm like, okay, I fancy just going to France. I won't be able to do that because the costs are very, very high at the moment. If this changes, then obviously I'll get back to my normal travel schedule. But for now, I am only looking, if I'm going to travel, it's going to be long distance and it's going to be at least 5 days, because I think that's the only way it will make it worth it. And I must also say that this budgeting does not include the flights or the hotel accommodation, because I normally pay for these things in advance, so that my planning is focused on food, on public transportation that I need to use here, there, and also on adventures. So I'm budgeting about £400 to £500 for COVID tests alone for 2 people. Food budget, like I said, we're going to be going for about 4 or 5 days. So day 1 we actually arrive in the evening, so I think we'll either have dinner or we will just get some duty-free food snacks at the airport and then just snack, because we really are going to arrive in the evening, like late in the evening, so probably won't be dining out or anything like that. So in terms of planning for food, I am looking at planning 4 days for dinner and then 4 days lunch. Breakfast is included, and again, this is something that I always look to. I would like to have breakfast included, so it's not a cost I always have to add on top of my budgeting, but sometimes that's not always possible depending on what I have booked. So but for this trip, I know breakfast is included, so I am budgeting between £25 to £30 per night for 2 people. Well, each £25 to £30 each for dinner for 4 days, and £25 each, or between £25 to £30 each for the lunches. So this again brings us nicely to around £400 for lunch and dinner for 2 people for 5 days. So between 400 to 500 pounds. So that is for food. Then parking, we're only taking my car. So there will be one car and I'll be parking at the airport. So we'll be thinking about fuel. So normally for me, when I'm doing an airport run, it's about 65 pounds to fill up my tank, and the airport is about 45 miles from my house, so I just do one tank fill up, so that'll be 65 pounds. Plus also I've been looking at airport parking because I've got Avios points that I could use for parking and other deals, so I'm going to use those. So for parking, I'm not actually budgeting anything because I know I'll be parking for free because I have other reward points that I'll be using for parking. So I'm only budgeting 65 pounds for fuel. Then adventures, because like I said, I don't go abroad so I can just sit there and do nothing. I can do that in my own backyard. I have a very beautiful backyard and I can do that in my own backyard. So because I'll be going abroad and I want to do a lot of adventures, so I've planned day 1. So this is the day after we arrive. And day 5, I plan for us to stay at the hotel, enjoy the hotel, because again, so day 1, because we are actually no, day 1 is the day we arrive. We're not gonna do anything, right? So we're just gonna stay in the hotel, walk around the hotel. If we arrive in at 10 p.m, if we still energetic, we might walk around the building and outside, but otherwise we'll just stay at the hotel. And then for day 5, we will actually be leaving midday, which means in the morning. I don't want to be rushing to see an attraction, then have to rush back to the hotel to get our airport transfer or anything like that. So this is why day 1 when we arrive and day 5 when we're leaving, we're just gonna be spending that at the hotel. So I've put that free, stay at the hotel. And my sister knows I'm a stickler for my rules. So we're staying at the hotel and just relaxing, chillaxing. Then day 2 to day 4, we will actually be spending £100 max for 2 people. So I have researched Dubai and the types of activities that we want to do, and we're budgeting £100 for 2 people. So this is not £100 each, but £50 each, I should say, then for those 2 days, because of the types of adventures that we want to do. So that will be just £100. I'm not going to be, I will maybe save up another £100 in case there's something spontaneous that we want to do, or maybe like rent a yacht for an hour or something like that. We can do that, but I am budgeting right now £100, between £100 to £200 for adventures. This then means that if I stick to my budget without the extras, we are looking at £961 if we just very strict with my budget. But if we are a bit more flexible, then we're looking at between £1,000 to £1,300 for this trip for 5 days in Dubai for 2 people. This does not include flights, does not include hotel, because that's all prepaid. And then airport transfer when we get to Dubai, that's all prepaid as well. So I think what we need to now budget for, and this is why I'm going a little bit extra with my budgeting, is because we will need to get taxis to certain places. But for some of the adventures that we have booked, there is a transfer where whatever adventure you've booked with that company, they pick you up from the airport and from your hotel, and they drop you back at the hotel once the adventure is over. So this is why I focus on those types of adventures. But if we just feel like going shopping, then we are going to have to get a taxi. And last time I went to Dubai, they weren't that expensive, but then again, I didn't pay anything for that trip, so I don't know. So yeah, but yes, so for the trip to Dubai, if it does go ahead in July, then we're looking to save at least £1,000 to £1,200 to cover the cost for COVID tests, for food, parking, for adventures as well for 5 days for 2 people. So yeah, this is how I normally budget and plan for my trips. If it's weekend getaways, again, I pre-book my hotel, my flight, and the adventures that I want to do, but I also make sure to leave in time for spontaneous things, like I just decide I want to walk around the neighborhood or where my hotel is based, or I just want to lie on the beach if I've gone to a beach location for my getaway, so whatever it is. But I try to make sure that I'm strict with my budget, but I've added in a little bit extra for in case I want to do a little bit more stuff. But yeah, so this is how I do my holiday budget planning. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.